Hey Divi Nation, thank you for joining us in this live stream. Today I will show you how to add an animated and inline CTA block to your Gutenberg post. So we'll use the Divi layout blocks and also the third theme builder pack that comes with Divi for free. You can find it on a blog and you can download all of the files over there. I've also mentioned a link in the description below where you can go ahead and grab this theme builder pack, and we'll also use Divi. So if you're not an Elegant Themes member yet, make sure that you check out Divi in one of the links in the description below. And without any further ado, let's get to it. All right, so let's start off by taking a quick look at what we'll recreate within this live stream tutorial. So over here, I have the third theme builder packs post template going on. And if I refresh this page and scroll down, we'll come across the CTA layout block, which looks like this, very elegant. And as you can notice, this has been added throughout the entire post. So it just helps you add certain elements that are Divi built to a blog post that you're building using Gutenberg. So you keep that Gutenberg environment going on while still benefiting from Divi's built-in options and all of the elements, of course. And let's take a quick look at the mobile outcome as well. So if I refresh this page and scroll down, I have the same kind of outcome, just matching a smaller screen size. So if you want to use this post template, you can go to the Theme Builder Packs post, which I've mentioned in the description below. Once you click on it, you will come to the following blog posts, and over here you can preview all of the different templates, and you can also scroll down until you come across the theme builder pack, or you can just click here and get it for free today, and it will redirect you to a section where you have to enter your email address, and then you'll be able to download a zipped folder. Inside that zip folder, you will get all of the different templates for free, and you can upload those to your Divi theme builder. Now, if I go back to my WordPress website, over here in the backend, if I want to access the theme builder, I can just go to Divi theme builder. And over here, I have the post template that's already been uploaded to my backend. But if you want to do the same for yourself, you can just click on the icon in the top right corner that says portability, go to the import tab and choose a file. So that's going to be the post template, and click on import Divi theme builder templates and make sure that you save all changes. Now, before we start to recreate this design, so let me refresh once again. I'm just going to take a look at the comment section to see if people are joining in. And I also want to mention that if you guys have any questions, please leave a message on YouTube or on Facebook, and I'll try to keep an eye on those and check in with you guys every now and then. All right, cool. So I see some people have joined already. Let's get started. All right, the first thing you will need to do once you've uploaded the post template is go to an existing post or create a new one made with Gutenberg. So I already have one over here. I'm just going to open it. So this is what my post looks like. Now, I can add a Divi layout block wherever I want. It's one of Divi's recent features, so you can add any kind of design anywhere within your post while still keeping the Gutenberg environment, which is a really pleasant environment to write in, especially for all of the bloggers out there. And wherever you want, so after each block that you have within your blog post, you can add another block. If you click on it, you will get all the options. And over here, the first one says Divi layout, so I'm going to click on it. Now, if you have a layout that you've built and you want to upload it, you can click on Load from Library. Within this tutorial, we'll recreate it from scratch, so this design. So we'll click on Build New Layout. But if you want to use the JSON file, so in the description below, you'll also notice a link to the blog post where everything is explained step by step. And you can also download the JSON file over there that you can use right off the bat. So if you want to do that, you can just upload the JSON file to your Divi library over here, as you can see on the screen. and then click on load from library here and import it. But within this tutorial, we'll obviously recreate it from scratch. So I'm just going to click on build new layout. Now, as usual, I'll get 3 options over here. I can start building from scratch, choose a pre-made layout, or clone an existing page. We're going to browse. We're not going to browse through our layouts, but you can do that if you want to. Use an existing design, but we're going to build from scratch by clicking over here. All right, over here you'll notice a section container that's already there. So we'll start working with this container, and the first thing I'll do is open the section settings and go to the spacing settings over here to change the sizing of my section. So I'm just going to add some top and bottom margin, 50 pixels for both. And I'm also going to increase the width a little bit. So as you can notice over here, the post content takes up a particular width on the screen, and the CTA block is a little bit pushed to the left and to the right side. So to do that, we'll just use some negative left and right margin, and that's going to be 10% for both options. So I'm just going to link them over here, and this will just pull the section into directions. Now that's the only setting that we have to modify for our section. We can now add a row, and we'll use one column only. So this is the first row we're using, and before I add any modules, I'm going to open the row settings and increase the width and max width to 100%. This will allow the row to take up the entire width of the section container. And now I can start adding modules. So let me just show you guys over here. You can see it touch both sides of the section container. And to achieve this kind of outcome, let me refresh once more. We'll use a set of divider modules, which will animate using Divi's built-in options. We'll start with the first divider module. So of course, you'll want to make sure that the show divider option is enabled. Then I'll go to the line settings over here. I'm just going to enter this color code 526E. So you can find all of these colors in the blog post as well. They're all written down, or you can just read it off the screen. And we'll keep these 2 options as is. Right, now I'm going to go to the sizing settings over here, and I'm going to use 3 pixels for my divider weight. I'm going to shrink the width of my divider module to 30%. I'll use a right module alignment, so I'm pushing it to the right side over here, and I'm also assigning a height of 3 pixels to the entire container. And then I'll go to the animation settings over here, and I'm going to select slide. I'm going to change the animation direction to left. I'm going to increase the animation duration to 2000. Add a slight delay as well, 500. And the intensity and opacity are both 100%. So the starting opacity just means that as soon as the section is loaded or the element is loaded, the opacity will immediately be 100%, and it won't be this kind of fading effect. And the intensity just allows it to be more, obviously intense. That's the right word for it. And I'm gonna click OK. Now we can go to the second divider. So as you can notice over here, we have 3 going on. Now I can add my second one. Right, again, I'm making sure that the show divider option is enabled, and then I'll go to the design tab and change the line color into the following color code: E1, E3, E8. Again, you can find all of these color codes and all of the steps and the blog post, which I've mentioned in the description below. Then I'll go to the sizing settings. And over here, I'm going to change the weight and the height to 3 pixels. Both of them are 3 pixels. And then I'll go to the spacing settings. As you can notice over here, it is a bit more to the right, and to do that, we'll use some negative right and left margin. So negative right margin, which is minus 20%, and I'm also going to push it a bit to the right side using a positive value of 10%, which I'll assign to the left margin over here. And again, I'm using an animation for this divider module as well, which is the slide option. We'll push it to the left side. We'll increase the animation duration to 2000, add an animation delay 500, and we'll increase the animation intensity to 100 along with the starting opacity. So there's this kind of similarity in animations. There's just a difference in the delay and in the size of the divider, which gives us this really nice outcome, if I say so myself. All right, on to the next and last divider module we need in this row. So again, make sure that you enable this option, show divider over here. And then I'll go to the line settings. And let me just add the color code. We're using that same purpley color again. Actually, it's pink, I think, not purple. And we'll change the divider weight to 3 pixels along with the height. Then we'll go to the spacing settings. We're going to add some bottom margin, 100 pixels. And again, as you can notice over here, it's a little bit more to the left than the other two. And for that, we'll use some negative left margin, minus 20% and 10% for the right margin. And last but not least, we'll also add an animation. So we'll use slide over here. This time we'll slide to the right side. We'll increase the animation duration to 2000. And again, use 100% for the intensity and the starting opacity. All right, so over here we have our first row right now. I'm just going to show you guys what our outcome is up until now, and then we'll continue. So let me just click on save and exit over here and update. So over here, you can notice on the screen, that's our first animation that we want to add to the CTA block. And I'll also take a look at the comment section right now. I would just want to say hi to everyone who's joining in. If you guys have any questions, make sure that you leave a comment in the comment section on Facebook or in the chat on YouTube. All right, let's continue on to the second row, which is again a 1-column row. Before we add any modules, I'm going to open the settings of my row, go to the sizing settings. Over here, I'm going to enable use custom gutter width and put it to 1. This will remove all space between modules that we're about to add in the next part of this tutorial. I'll also reduce the width to 70% and use center row alignment. Now I can start adding my modules. So we'll start with the first text module. Let me just copy those lines over here. The copy that we'll need is a heading 2, as you can notice over here. But you can make it any kind of heading you want. Now the nice thing about the post template that we're using is most things are already styled. So whatever kind of styling is going on within your post template, it will affect this as well. So over here, we just need to make a few changes that are not specific to the post template. which is, first of all, the color of our text. Again, this pink color, and we'll also increase the size of our text to 28 pixels. Then we'll go to the spacing settings, and over here, we're going to add 50 pixels to the top, bottom, and a left. And now we can add a border, a left border of 2 pixels. That's 10 times too much. 2 pixels. And let me just add the color code. Let me grab it over here. And I'll go back to the border settings, and I'm also going to add an animation to this, and we'll use flip as the animation style, center, and we'll also add a delay. So as you can probably notice by now, all of these animation settings have been synchronized, so the outcome looks really good, but you can definitely play around with all of these settings and just to see what you like more. Now we can add another text module. So over here I have some random copy, so you can place whatever you want there as well. And I'm going to go to the spacing settings over here. I'll do the same thing as I did for the previous one and add some padding. So I'll use 50 pixels for the top and the bottom, along with 50 pixels for the right. And that's just to prep my module for the border that I'm about to add, which is a border at the top and at the right side. So I'm going to just add 2 pixels over here and 2 pixels over here as well. And I'm going to use that same color for both. But again, you can play around with all of these settings. And we'll also use an animation. We'll use flip, center, and we'll add a delay. So as you can notice, the delay is slightly becoming larger to create that kind of nice transition that we want. And then the last module that we need over here is a button module. Cool. So you can add whatever copy you want over there, and then go to the design tab and start styling the button. We'll use 13 pixels over here. You can use a gradient color or just the pink color that we've been using throughout this tutorial. We'll also reduce the button border width to 0, along with the button border radius to 0. We'll add a bit of letter spacing so the style that we're using matches the third theme builder pack's post template. Then we'll change the button font to Montserrat. We'll use semi-bold for the font weight. We'll also add uppercase. We'll change the text color into white. And we're going to add some top and bottom padding to make the button look a tiny bit better to both the top and the bottom over here. And we'll finish it off by adding an animation. We'll use flip again, and we'll slightly increase the animation delay to 1900. All right, so over here we have this going on. Now the last thing that we need is another row with the divider modules. Let's just check in with you guys. And I see someone has a question on YouTube, please. Can you explain how you can make a divider between the blog post and the sidebar? Well, it really depends on how you're adding a sidebar, right? If you're just doing it within the blog post template itself, one thing that you could definitely do is use a column border. So, for instance, if you're placing a sidebar in the right side of your post template, so in the third column or the second one, you can add a border to the left side of your second or third column, or just a right border to the column that comes before that one, if that makes sense. You can also use a divider module and just use the transform option, so the rotate one, to turn it around and make it look like it's a vertical divider. I don't know if that helps. Hope it does. I see Uncle Social say, I also use Montserrat too much. It's a great font. I love it. It's one of my favorites. And I know it's not a popular opinion, but I also love Poppins. Maybe it is a popular opinion, but I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about it. Now, let's continue. If you guys have any questions, leave them. I'll definitely be back. Now, to add those other dividers, I'm just going to save myself some time and switch over to wireframe mode and clone this first row and place it at the bottom. Now we're just going to make some changes. We'll just switch positions for the first and the last divider module, and I'm going to do that over here in the wireframe mode. I'll just grab this and drag it over here, and then the second to last one and drag it to the top. So over here, now I have this going on. I'll just make some slight changes. So I'll just open the first one, go to the spacing settings, and I'm going to remove the bottom margin and add some top margin instead. 100 pixels. And over here, I'm going to change things around. I'll use 10% for the left margin and minus 20% for the right margin. And then I'll move on to the second divider over here. Just click it, open it, and go to the spacing settings. And over here, I'm going to do the same thing, just switch around the values, minus 20% for the left margin and 10% for the right margin. And then I'll open the third divider module over here. And I'm going to change the alignment and the sizing settings to left. So we're having this kind of mirror thing in design going on. And I'm also going to remove the animation delay over here. So just remove this to achieve the exact same outcome. So this isn't an exact science. It really depends on what you want. So this is the outcome, and now I'm going to save it. And update my post. I can also already see a preview over here, and I'm just going to show you guys on the front end as well. This beautiful design. So again, you can recreate this by watching this video. This video is available afterwards as well, or just going to the blog post where you can see all of the color codes as well, written down, everything step by step. And over there you can also download the JSON file, which you can immediately upload to one of your blogs. So you can play around with all of this, and definitely with the Divi layout blocks. I'm loving it so far, and I'll just take one final look to see if there's any questions anymore. All right. Someone's a fan of Poppins as well. Yay. New Media 77. Thanks for supporting my love for Poppins. Love to hear that. I see someone's asking a question. I need some shop template. The default one is very ugly. I don't know how to customize it, deciding to change from Divi. Well, I hate to read that. You can definitely customize your shop page using Divi's new theme builder and using the shop module. So, I mean, there's a lot of options there, and I'm sure if you become part of the Divi theme users group on Facebook, there's a lot of people who will steer you in the right direction, and we also try to provide you with as much as we can on the blog. And do you have any custom sidebars for free? I think we covered a few tutorials on the blog where you can see how we've approached doing sidebars. You can basically, with Divi's theme builder, you can do whatever you want and place whatever you want in a sidebar and make it apply to all of your blog posts. So it shouldn't be that that hard with a little bit of creativity and all that. Yes, and as Uncle Social said, you should definitely take a look at the pre-made layouts as well. So if you want to take a look online, you can just go to elegantthemes.com/layouts and see it for yourself there. All right. If you guys don't have any questions anymore, let me just see on Facebook. No questions. Oh, cool. Just want to say thank you guys for joining me in this tutorial. I hope you've enjoyed it and all of the free stuff and tutorials that we're providing you guys with, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.